cooking conspiracy. We are making meatball subs for the boys at work. So we're gonna make our meatballs first. It's gonna be a beef pork ratio about 50-50. Gonna add some mozzarella into it, salt, garlic, parsley, egg, maybe some cream. We'll see exactly what it turns into. We're gonna season it up and fry them lightly. Then we're gonna make our sauce. So we'll dice some carrot, some onion, dice it real small, cook it down a little bit, add the sauce in, season that, add the meatballs back in, combine it all on the bread with cheese, provolone, and mozzarella. Pop in the oven and remember to pull out on time. And that's the game plan for today. So let's get started. I got ground beef here, ground pork. They look exactly the same. I'm not sure what that says about both of them, but I'm suspicious. So, get $4 a pound for the beef, $2.50 a pound for the pork. Let's pull back the curtain. We'll do a right hand of beef. When we're done with that. And then we'll do a left hand of pork. Alright, set that to the side. Since we're done with this, this can go back in the fridge. And I want some diced onion and the meatballs themselves, so let's go and let's call it half an onion. I really need to sharpen that knife, but that's a future problem. Instead of throwing the trash off to the side, highly encourage you to cook with a trash bowl. This makes it a lot easier to keep things clean. So, onion, we're gonna go like that, go like that, go like that. I'm not gonna go crazy here, but we want the diced onion to get in there nicely. There's no need to be in a rush when you're chopping onion. So, half an onion goes in there. Oh yeah, I didn't give all my secrets away in the description. My bad. Got some breadcrumbs. Those are from the other night. They are not that old. Breadcrumbs in there. I don't know. That looks like about a half cup. Doesn't really matter. You know, it helps everything stick together, but you don't want too much filler. I mean, that's ultimately what breadcrumbs are. I don't have any good Parmesan right now, so we're going to use shredded mozzarella, and it's going to be just fine. You know, maybe that's a little too much, but I'm not too worried. You're making meatballs. It's an art, not a science. Could use garlic cloves, but I'm in a hurry and I really don't want to grate them up. So I'm just going to go garlic powder. I'm just going to give it a light layer of snow there, and that's how I will assume I put in the right amount. And wash my hands, wash the watch, the watch is staying on. I'm counting my steps. The Dotsons are kind of sleeping on the couch right now, and there's something to be said for letting sleeping dogs lie. Breadcrumbs, garlic. Let's put some chili in there. That should be good. Nice layer of that in there. Let's start off with 1 egg. And I'm sure you're a health nut or something about germs and microbes with the watch. I'm over it. Some salt, not too much. That cheese has salt in it. But get them out of there. Well, a little bit of cream, sure, why not? Oh man, what am I missing here? Could put black pepper, but I put red pepper in, so I'm not too worried about it there. Parsley, that's all. Need something green in there. What's going on, Diane? I'm just making meatball subs or hoagies for the people on weekend duty here. So kind of similar to the other night, making meatballs first, and then a pasta or marinara sauce. Well, upgrading store-bought marinara and toasting in the oven. So nothing too exciting. A little bit of oil will help things from sticking up too badly here. And this is honestly the best way to do this. It might work better if you had a bigger mixing bowl, but this is what I got. And thanks, Diane. It's good to see you back tonight. Hope you're having a good Saturday, good weekend. And you're just going to mix it up until you got all your pork and your beef cheese into spread out equally throughout the meatball. And then, of course, you can change it up by changing the different types of cheese, adding Parmesan, all beef, all pork. Truth be told, I think horse meatballs are actually the best, but I haven't had those since I left Italy. But really, you can. Oh, that's good. Did it work? But really, you can make meatballs with any type of meat, tuna even, Yeah, I'll make a couple subs worth that I'll slice down into smaller bites because they've all already had dinner. It's just a snack for them. Set that off to the side, wash my hands real quick, figure out where I'm going to lay my meatballs out. Alright. Got some parchment paper in here. Score. Whatever, good enough. Now, I want these to cook fairly quickly when they're in the pan, so maybe I was premature with the wash. Let's get nice. That's a little bit big. We're gonna go small little meatballs today. A little guy, nice and little guy, just so you get some scale. And really the important part is to get them all the same size, and that way they take the same amount of time cooking. And if a couple of them break apart while cooking, well, then that's just more meat for the sauce. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Diane. Let's kind of grab a handful. I mean, after you do it a few times, you kind of get an idea of how much you need to grab. If you're a perfectionist and anal about things like that, you can grab a teaspoon, a tablespoon, or a scooper of some sort. But yeah. I mean, really, when you're cooking meatballs, the only real way to ruin them is to overcook them or dry them out. So that's really kind of the same thing. There's pork in these, so it will be, you know, I'll check a little bit closer to make sure I've cooked them all the way. Penina, Kiko, tranquila! Basta. Good dogs. Kikino! Oh, dry is never good. Kiko, that's enough. Hey, Penny. Why don't you go back to sleep? Hey guys, yeah, this is good for you guys. There'll be snacks later. Kiko. Pretty good. You know, work's going all right. We went to a wedding reception last night, so that was fun. It was a nice party. Took it easy, watched football, and it's kind of nice because you wake up here at like 6 o'clock, you know, normal work day wake up time, and college football's already on, so takes a little getting used to, and it's kind of a bummer that it's over by you know, 4:30 in the afternoon, but then you can usually catch the Hawaii game, so that's usually on pretty late. What about yours, Diane? I watch a lot more college than pro. Michigan State lost today, so that kind of pissed me off. Oh, well, I'm praying for a quick recovery for you, Diane. Yeah, it was a rough one. No, I'm glad you're feeling better. It's always nerve-wracking going under the knife, so I'm glad they did a good job on you. Yeah, autocorrect gets me pretty good too. Alright, I think I'll be able to fit all my balls on the same tray. Hey, what's going on, Spark? Sorry about that. About halfway through, I guess. Thanks, Diane. The more practice with balls you get, the better you are at it, you know. But I think that goes for just about everything in life. I'll recap for you real quick. I'm making meatball subs. So far, I'm just making the meatballs 50-50, ground pork, ground beef, add mozzarella, breadcrumbs, 1 egg, a little bit of heavy cream, garlic powder, chili powder, parsley, and salt. So I'm just rolling them out. Then I'm going to fry the meatballs lightly, cook them through, pull them out of the pan, make the sauce in the pan. That'll take probably about 20 minutes or so. And then put it on the bread, put it in the oven just long enough to toast it with the cheese, and that'll be it. So, not super exciting tonight. Got some experimenting to do. I'm trying to make those chocolate covered peanut ball things, or Buckeyes, or whatever they call them. I got impatient the other night and tried to speed up the chocolate melting process and screwed it up and didn't have enough chocolate to start over. So I'll probably, hide that shame off camera, and when I get it right, I'll bring that back up. Okay. Meatballs are good. For the most part, they're fairly consistent or close enough. So, and I make sure nothing's landed in my pan since I start cooking. We're going to preheat that over medium. Once it's warm, we'll put some oil in, And then put the balls around in a clockwise motion so you can remember when you turned them. And then as soon as they're done, we will pull them out in a bowl so you don't overcook them in the sauce. Penny. You gotta give the dogs a meatball though. There you go, they like them. Kiko, vieni qua. Come on. There you go, good dogs. Yeah, I mean, I think I got the peanut butter mixture, the flavors down, or at least close to it. Then I'm good. But I gotta find a way to get the peanut butter to stay in kind of like the ball form. So I don't know if I need to add more sugar or put it in a mold or whatever. What I'm actually thinking about. I'm wondering if I can make the peanut butter mix and put them in here. Well, you just gotta get back on the horse, Diane. That's the only way to get back after it. Doggies! But yeah, here's the last batch. The chocolate seized up. The texture, kind of sucked. It still tasted good. Bottom looks like that. Top looks like that. I mean, it tasted okay, but the presentation definitely isn't there. Wieners! Wiener dogs! Shh! Kiko? Quiet. Hey! Hey, buddy. Chill out. Shh. Okay, now who brings in their trash can or takes out their trash at 7 p.m. on a Saturday? Psychos. Rinse this bowl so I can reuse it as my meatball bowl. Here you go. Yeah, I met some people from Indiana this week, and they were nice people. They were from the Indianapolis area. Get that onion out there. We don't want that in there yet. Alright, that's ready to go. Give it a nice, healthy dose of olive oil. Running low on oil. Have to get some more tomorrow in the store. Let's put the first one in. Oh, it sizzles. So I'm starting at the handle. I guess we'll move that up there. And then just kind of working my way around. I don't want to do too many at a time. Need to dice up some carrot and onion. Yeah, that could work. I thought the more sugar in the peanut butter mixture was the answer, but I didn't want it to be too thick, and I didn't have powdered sugar with me, so I was getting kind of like that grainy texture in it using just regular sugar. But I I did get more chocolate, and I did get more powdered sugar, so we can give that a shot again sometime soon. Hey, Kiko! Oh, whoops. Now, they'll roll freely when they're ready to turn, so either that or screwed up preheating the pan, but give them a little bit longer. Worst case scenario, I can just break them all up and make ragu, so I'm not stressed. Once they're, once they are done, well, not done, but you shouldn't have to really force them to turn. They're ready, they don't stick when they're ready to turn. See, that one's resisting. I'll give it a couple more minutes to demonstrate here. Don't want the pan too hot, but I do like getting a little bit of a shell on my meatballs. Just might have to. Maybe I didn't preheat the pan right or something, but roll, damn it. But there we go. We're cruising now. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think I probably asked this, but what part of Michigan? Sorry if I forgot. But thank you. I like using All-Clad. They're very good. They're very nice stainless steel. They're made in Canonsburg, Pennsylvania. Most of their stuff is American made. Some of their non-stick stuff isn't, so you gotta be careful of that. And you know, some of their stuff like this, if you look closely, they got a little made in China sticker on them. So I don't like giving the commies any money if I can help it. Throw the balls around. Big ball roll, mass ball roll. I don't know. There's a term in popular culture that would be most appropriate for rolling a lot of balls at once, but let that brown up. Thank you, nature lover. Penny. Okay. We got, I don't know, some carrot. Oh yeah, that's right. We did talk about that. I won't forget again, Diane. I won't forget. Onions. I got the other half of the onion that I put in the meatballs, so I'm gonna go ahead and dice that up as well. if I get some burnt bits on the bottom of the pan, I'm not going to stress about it because I don't know where I put the pasta sauce. But when the pasta sauce goes in, they'll just make it all better, you know. Because I'm going to put all the bowls out and just use the same oil in there for the sauce. Okay, they're coming along nicely. We might show you, we might have to have a sacrificial lamb meatball, not to be confused, but let's take a look at the inside of this guy. It's about middle of the pack size. Go ahead, make some dog treats. So I'm going to pull those out, but there's just the lightest of pink still in there. So that tells me they're pretty much done. And being that they're going to go in the oven later in a sandwich, I'm going to pull them out, start the next batch, and that way they won't be overdone. They'll be cooked through, but they'll still be moist on the sandwich. And that gives you a good idea how long the next batch will take. Now, if you got to add a little bit of oil to your pan, go ahead and do that. It won't hurt it. It won't take long to reheat the oil either. Adding the meatballs, you know, I don't know if it does anything, but I turn the stove up a little bit while I'm adding food just because I know I'm putting stuff in and I don't want that temperature to drop that much. Yeah. Oh man. And that meatball will be dog treats. Actually, it won't be, because when you're making food for other people, make sure you at least test what you're going to be serving them. My balls taste good. Hey, Tico, come. Tico! Can you sit? No, of course you won't. Sit, Penny. There you go. Tico, can you sit? Sit. Sit. Tico, sit. You know what to do. Sit. Sit. Yeah, there you go. Alright, we're back from that intermission. Let's check our balls, see if they're ready to turn yet. They're still sticking pretty good to the bottom, so that's a good indicator that they're not ready to turn yet. Thank you, Diane. Oh just like a train, I'm gonna come through and there we go. Now everybody's rolling around nicely. Yeah, that party in the corner needs to be broken up. Ooh. Oh, absolutely. You gotta taste as you go. So yeah, this is how the first batch turned out. So and I guess I'm just going to cook the whole batch, because even if I don't use them all tonight, I can freeze them and use them in the future. I mean, you can freeze them raw, you can freeze them cooked. I mean, either way, they'll be fine. Now, let's take a look at that one's breaking up. You can tell on the inside there that still there's a lot of red in there, so I'm going to let that keep that going. Aww, you gotta love little dogs. Oh no! That meatball's down for the count, but that's going to be a perfect test case here, so where are my dirty tongs? Okay, see how it's cooked all the way through? Just a little bit of color left. They'll finish baking in the oven. So I'm going to go ahead and call this batch done. And if I get some of the oil out with it, I think I got a little bit more oil in there than I want. I might have to drain some of that off, but I'm not too stressed about it. Pieces of cheese will burn, so that's best if we get those out of there. Yeah. My pan got a little bit hot on me, but that's okay. What's going on, Yagi? Oh, your girl Cat. Hey, how you doing? This is so far what our meatball bowl is looking like. It looks like a pretty nice selection of balls. what the inside of them looks like. Oh yeah. Penny, you know you'll get some. As long as you don't bag, you'll get something. Penny, I'm just trying to get all the cheese that's burning. That's the only thing that's burning in here. Penny. Penny will get plenty of meatballs. Thanks. I appreciate that, Diane. And you know, cat girl. I haven't made you go to jail in a while, Penny. No, no, no. We don't beg. No, no, no. Sacrifice is official. Okay. Oops. So there's still a little too much red in those meatballs for me, so I'm going to give them, I don't know, 30 seconds. Penny. Shh. I think those meatballs should be about done by now, at least the smaller ones on the side. But I think they're cooked through enough. They're not going to make anybody sick. So let's go ahead and start scooping them out. Got a amount of balls on my plate. So the dogs will get a lot of treat. I'm a little bit worried about some of them little bits burning, but honestly not that worried. So I'm gonna throw the onion in, carrot in, and my carrot onion ratio is off a little bit, so I'm gonna add more onion. By that, I just want to cover the pan, you know, otherwise I don't want my sauce to be too oily. So I got, actually onion will probably put off moisture, but I think they'll evaporate, so they'll, and then absorb, they'll work out, I think, I don't know. But really, I just want to get some good color on these. You can tell that the onion's coming along quick. This oil's hot. Onion in. Actually, we're going to be our tools since we got that capability. Now that you got that going, let's think about how we want to season here. Let's go salt. Now this salt's going to stay in the sauce. You can't take it away, so be conservative as you're adding it. I got fresh garlic at the store today. I'm not sure where I put it. Here we go. So I'm going to get 2 or 3 cloves or so. Clear some room on my workspace here. Crunch. Peel off, garlic in. Crunch. And I guess I can dice it up. I mean, if you dice it up, grate it, mince it. The smaller pieces, your garlic's in. I don't know how to do that. The more garlic flavor it'll put off. I mean, you cut it too small, it'll burn, and I don't feel like being super careful here because I'm hungry, and the sooner I finish this, the sooner I can eat. Oh, thanks, you girl cat. I appreciate that. Thank you. Put that in there. And just once those onions and carrots start to just, not really, maybe a bit past softening, but changing colors, that's not just from fat and the burny bits on the bottom. But I'm going to watch this carefully. You can't really rush it because bad things happen. But I can tell I got some of that pork fat still in here, and well, that does its thing. We can get started on the next step here. What is preparing the landing zone. That ain't gonna hurt the bread sitting out, I promise. Bread knife would probably work a little bit better than a chef's knife for this, but truth be told, one good knife you can do pretty much everything in the kitchen, or at least 90%. So try to keep the connection. I'm not going to put parchment paper in the oven because I don't know if that's burn proof. Just put a little bit of lube on the pan there. Just to make sure nothing sticks. Oh, thank you. I prefer the term cook over chef any day of the week because I am not that, but I can feed myself. Yeah, cooking for people, that's one of my favorite things to do. Okay, since I got some time here, I'm just going to go fishing for those little burnt bits there. Because I got time. I think that's just little burnt pieces of cheese. No, that's little burnt pieces of meat and cheese. I mean, they're not going to hurt anything. Oh yeah, it's stuck to the bottom. Most of those are going to dissolve once you put the tomatoes in, at least in theory. Oh shit, I gotta readjust my oven racks. Get out here, Penny. You know, really the kitchen is a bad place for dogs. If I could convince them to stay out of here, I would. But one does not simply convince a wiener dog of just about anything. Alright, Tomato sauce is next. Alright, so I got just plain tomato and basil sauce. Barilla actually does a nice job of limited floaties, so only thing that I don't understand what it is citric acid, but I don't think that's that bad. But tomato puree, diced tomatoes, onions, basil, sea salt, extra virgin olive oil, dried garlic, citric acid. Okay, so that's not too bad. So, but my hands are well greased, so use your tools if you need to, or you lose your man card. True. This whole jar, and I'm looking for this sauce to be kind of chunky and kind of floaty. So that's what we're going for here. Well, this is emptied, so just in case I need it when I won't. Maybe I'll wash it out and use it for something. Let's just give that a quick mix. And yeah, that's gonna take I'll deglaze the bottom of the pan. Well, that's fancy bullshit, but that'll get all the little brown bits off on the bottom of the pan. And if they look too burnt, I'll scoop them up, but I'm not worried about it. Okay. Let's say something egregious. I'll scoop it out, but that's character. Let's give it a taste. Determine what I think it needs. Needs some heat, that's for sure. Hit it up with some red wine. And when that wine's cooked off, we'll be good to go. Now, if I was going to cook those carrots longer, you know, that sugar would come out of them, but I didn't. Who doesn't like a sweet pasta sauce, though? Just a spoonful of sugar. And the heat down. A little bit of salt. A little bit more basil won't hurt it. And a little bit of oregano. Give that a good stir. And now I'm just going to reduce it down until it is not a liquid. When it doesn't pour off the spoon or stir or whatever we're calling this wooden spatula. Wieners! Alright. So, back to bread prep. We got mozzarella. We got provolone. And I got butter. I'm running out of the butter, so I'm gonna have to go to the store. Yeah, I could. I might need the sauce tomorrow, though. We'll see. But yeah, there's not that much in there, and I don't want to. I'm not trying to simmer it all day. Alright. So we're gonna bring you over here. We're just gonna just butter our bases up here. Put some garlic powder on the top. All right, what do we got next here? Provolone. I'm gonna keep that bubbling so we're reducing liquid. I want to get all that wine, alcohol taste out of there. Oh, cheese text. Let's double up the layer of provolone on that side. Same thing over here. Ah, thanks, you girl. I do okay at cooking date night food, though. I do, I just gotta work on my timing and getting all the food out. And really just more practice. Like, usually I'm just cooking for myself, so I don't really have the, hey, you've got a dinner party of 8. They're eating this, they're eating that. That would probably come with practice, yeah. That's coming along. Oh, yeah. Now, I guess there's 2 different ways I'm going to do this. The first way, I'm going to toast the bread first and then add the meatballs back in with the sauce. So, we're going to go mozzarella on that side. And that way, let this side toast into a nice garlic toast situation. Got all that nice steam coming up on here, and I'm pleased. We're getting close to reinducing my balls into the pot of salsa. Sauce. Well, actually salsa in Italian, but salsa di pomodoro. But let's go ahead and pop this in the oven. Butter should melt up nice. I'm thinking, got the oven preheated 400, just making toast. I'm gonna check it in 5 minutes, you know. Probably will take closer to 10, maybe 8, but let's go ahead and do that. Oh, shit. Shit, that's cool. Timer. Sure, 6 minutes. We'll check it then. I'm not gonna blow through it. Oh, the dogs have been gaining taste, you know. Well, they bark too much. You know, I'm trying to get them to taste it outside the kitchen, and I don't like them around hot ovens and frying foods and stuff like that. But they would probably say different. So... I mean, I'll let you see the dogs eat some meatballs at that. All right. Yeah, cooking is definitely my happy place. Problems melt away. I can go give the dog its treats, but try not to do too many because there's garlic and onion. Hey, dogs, come. Sit. No, you're not gonna sit. Penny, you'll sit. Kiko, can you sit? Come on. Sit. 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 Sit your ass down. There you go. Good boy. Let's stir. And before you add a ton of salt to your pasta sauce, just remember you can always add more later. So just take like a little spoonful and then add a little bit of salt, see how that adjusts it, and then you can dump the shaker in if that's what you deem necessary. That was just the oven coming back up to 400 from when I opened it to put the toast in. But I can see through the window and they're doing just fine. Oh, thanks there, girl. Well, that'll be fun, you know? I advise using a cutting board for this, or at least holding the bread in your non-dominant hand, just in case. I think I can sneak one more on there. Oh, thank you, you cat. Yeah, you girl cat. I appreciate that. Taking chances with a knife, at least take your time as you do that. There we go. I can fit 3 on here. Alright. That's 3. Let's find that provolone. Don't forget to give it an occasional stir if you're cooking above, low. I'm kind of medium low right now. Oh, well, They have a way with words, don't they? So let's just label that up. We'll do 2 slices of provolone on that on each side. Well, I guess on top. We'll put the meatballs on the bottom of the boat. Layer that on. So what does that mean? I need 2 more. more slices. That's the meatball part. Shut up, oven. That's my 6-minute timer. I got 3 minutes left on those, I think. Just kind of mixy matchy these, you know, and get a little bit better coverage. Mozzarella. Yeah, I'm okay with that. You know, I'm missing the retracted comments. Same for a bite. There's nothing wrong with that. Could be worse. There has definitely been worse on this channel. And I'll be honest, it has to get pretty bad before I block people. Got the cheese on there. The sauce is simmering nicely. It's almost time to reintroduce our balls. The sauce is warm. Still a little bit liquidy. Another 5 minutes or so and I'll have it where I want it. But there's going to be floaties in every little bite. I love cooking, but it does get old when you have to do it every night and there's no gratitude for it, you know? Like, cooking's kind of how I show love to people, and when they're being a prick, you know, it's just, you know, sometimes I add a little bit too much salt when I'm angry, you know? Sorry, it was a mistake. Yeah, we're going to turn the other side of that into garlic toast. So let's cut up some butter squares. Dogs. I'm looking for a safe landing zone. My counters are full right at the moment. So let's see what my counters look like. You know, I don't want them melting with that hot tray. Got wire rack. I'm just gonna do that just to keep the tray off of the 1940s plastic or whatever it is. Shut up, oven. No, I definitely want the oven to stay on at 400. But I definitely do want to pull out this toast. Depending on how much you like your buns toasted, you got your melted cheese, you got your garlic toast. So let's set it to the side. I'm going to cover that with tin foil to keep it warm while I do the other sandwiches. That quick stir to keep it from burning on the bottom. Usually when I do this, I like to let it cook at a much lower temperature, and then I can be a lot more hands-off with it. Tin foil's a bad insulator. Don't touch a hot pan. But then again, it's possible I'm full of shit, so you have no idea what you're getting. Only way is to test the recipes. Uh-oh. Alright, so we're going to put a couple of squares of butter. I don't know what the definition is, but I think that's a butter pat. Yeah. And then if that one's on a slant, it's going to melt downhill. Physics. That one's flat, so I'll put them there. Okay. Oven's back up to temp. Yeah, this is why the cold butter is easier to work with, but whatever. We're getting the job done. There's going to be some extra floaties on that one, onion bits and pieces, but I'm not too concerned about it. We'll garlic toast that, garlic toast that, garlic toast that. Alright. So, got this going in. Based on the last batch, 10 minutes. Set the timer so I don't forget about them. Boom. Let's check the sauce consistency. I think we're getting close. Okay. Time to bring the meatballs back up to temperature. And 10 minutes should do that. There we go. Now dropping that many meatballs in there that aren't hot are going to drop the temperature down a little bit. So just be aware of that. So now is that the texture I want? Yeah, that's the texture I want. And we'll be wrapping this up in about 10 minutes or so, making good progress here. Ooh, man, yeah. Thank God for Tide Pods. What's up, Penny? Look at the guy to work with, man. It's all right. Uh-huh. Yeah, maybe a little bit. You know, life goes on. Thank you, Diane. But yeah, I mean, margarine sucks. I really can't think of any good things that has ever come from margarine, other than watching the entertainment when my dad brought real butter to my mom's side Thanksgiving once. That was pretty entertaining. Apparently, that was considered rude. I don't think so. I think serving guests margarine was rude. There's no reason this is out. Excellent. Oh, thank you, cat girl. Sauce is ready. Meatballs are warm. Doesn't take much to warm them up. You know, life might be a little bit easier with microwave sometimes, but you know, life goes on. Yeah. Thanks, Diane. Now I got a question for you, Diane. Are you a room temperature butter person or are you a refrigerated butter person? Toast is coming along. It's actually toasting this time, so that's cool. Same question for you, ya cat girl. Are you butter in the refrigerator people or butter on the countertop people? Well, the large quantity of butter does go in the refrigerator. I will clarify, but the 1 to 2 day supply of butter goes on the countertop. Oh, Diane calling Cat Girl out. I love it. Oh, no, never mind. Misread that. I guess Diane uses the tub of I can't believe it's not butter. Get out the tub. I read it as get out of the tub of I can't believe it's butter. Base that we were banging on margarine earlier. I mean, isn't I can't believe it's not butter margarine? Like, jeez. Alright, line change here. I'll go there. And everything's nice and uniform in here, so that's going to be good. Okay, call. Quiet for 5 more minutes, you get a meatball. Have a half a meatball. Reuse that tin foil in a minute. Okay, that's the same thing I do with the butter situation. Shit, balls. Yeah, not super toasted, but definitely warmed up. So, oh my god, and then you punch a hole through the middle of it. The worst. Where's my good scooper spoon? I don't want to use a ladle. Ladles suck. Okay, this is a good scooper spoon. Sorry, I had an emergency dishwashing session. Alright. That tray, you can touch it now, what means these are still warm. But if I hustle, I can get them where they need to go while they're still warm. So we're going to put make sure your oven's off. Once the oven's off, turn your light off. That's how I know the oven's still on. As if the light's on, the oven's on. Safety first. These are 5 to 6 meatball subs a piece. Let's see. Turn that down a little bit to stay warm. Now, I don't think ruin the dish, fella. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Basil can't. You're watching amateurs cook meatball subs on the internet, and I obviously haven't figured out either, Lucancino. Oh, parli italiano! Che cazzo fai? Perché non parliamo italiano? Sì, sì. Fanuc. La tua ma le troia, capisci? Sono americano. Mi dispiace. I got these subs. I'm gonna cut them in half. Make them a little bit smaller pieces for the guys. Put my knife. You ruined the dish. How do you ruin the dish by putting the meatballs on a sub? Nothing yet. I might get a celebratory 6-pack. But I got an early morning tomorrow, so. Now this is going to become my travel tray. Actually, I'm probably going to need more than one, but. Yeah, that guy didn't expect me to make fun of his mother in his native tongue, did he? That's a good cross section of what we got going on. It doesn't matter what side you put the meatballs and the sauce on, you just gotta make sure you get a good smush. It's probably one of them Italians that says, "Oh, I'm an Italian," but actually, he probably is Italian, being time differences or whatever, but. But believe it or not, there's a lot of Italians that can't cook shit. I don't know how to pause it, but after I finish, I just let it upload, and you can catch the rest of it later if you want. Alright. Alright, this one's a little bit thicker. Give it a good smush. Give it a Subway cut, and what means is falling apart everywhere. Oh yeah, that one's saucy. But I'm almost done. I'm gonna have to sign off here in a second, because I gotta make sure to go find some people to eat all these meatball subs. But I'm confident I'll find somebody. Always do. Actually, that one's too saucy. I'll save that for me. That's not true. I gotta sample the product, right? Bianche? Nah, that's just white. You know, I don't know, Bianco, Bianche. I don't know, it's not much. Troya, it's like calling his mom a slut. Hey. Just making meatball subs for the boys, you know. Now I got a night shift that's working right now, so I'm gonna go in, drop it off in their break room, then let it disappear. Slide that out of the way. Put our cover on it. It'll be good for a while. I'll deal with it. But yes, this is the finished result. And then if you look at the meatballs, they're still moist. They're not. You can't really see moisture. That was stupid of me, but they're not overcooked. So very good. But this was my evening, so thanks for joining, everybody. I hope to see you all again. Diane, Cat Girl, good conversation. Lex, I know you got in there a little bit late, but glad to see you. But yeah, we'll see. I got a pretty busy day tomorrow, so I probably won't be on, but Monday or Tuesday I will be back.